Sada, echo. I'm learning Arabic. I have a long way to go. I know it has deep roots, like an olive tree. Al-Quds, Qalbi, and a warm wind blows through its leaves. Sheikh, Jarrah, Haifa, Akka, Jaffa, Silwan, Beta, Ramallah, Lid, Gaza, Jenin. Lahja Palestiniya. I'm learning Palestinian Arabic so I can talk to my friends. The first words I learned were from an Irish friend. She was standing on a Gaza rooftop. She was working with the ambulance crews. We were huddled around a telephone in a Leitrim theatre called the Glens. She talked of how her friend from Gaza held a young man's head. He was in the back of an ambulance after an Israeli bombing raid. He was badly injured. The man whispered in his ear over and over again, Aish, Tanafas. It was a prayer, a revolutionary cry, something that might stop a suicide, something a mother would whisper to a child, something to remind him of his precious, precious life. Aish, Tanafas. These were the first Palestinian Arabic words I heard. A crowd of Irish people feeling useless in a Leitrim theatre said them back to her. And all the people injured, grieving and working in the ambulances in Gaza, under siege, under fire, again. Aish, Tanafas. Yani was the next one. My friend. She tells the old stories to the children in the camps. She tells the kids the Palestinian Queen Maeves and the children of Lears to remind them that they have roots and they belong, like the Doma tree. Even if the Israelis are surrounding them with settlements, even if they've cemented the ancient water wells, even if they bulldoze everything that isn't tents, even if they call what you call home Area C, the kids have roots, and they belong to Palestine, like the Doma tree. Aish, Tanafas. Explaining how her brother's crop had been destroyed, the Israelis torched it and brought him in and gloated. As he left, they said, "Tell your sister we said hello." I asked her what that means. Yani, she said, and paused. The look in her eyes. She made a gesture with her hands, searching for English words that would help me understand. Waving goodbye to her at Dublin Airport. Radiant, smiling, funny, going home. Through 3 checkpoints that could take days. Through 3 checkpoints. The unknown and the rest. Aish, Tanafas. The Freedom Theatre in Jenin refugee camp. Flowers bursting out of concrete. The laughter of the kids. Art is resistance. Theatre is life. Creation under occupation. That art is a political gun. Channel the energy of throwing a stone into your voice on stage. Channel your reality, your pain, your joy, your rage. Palestinian humanity. The stories told, so dangerous. The colonisers so afraid of it. Of course they are. They have no weapon to defeat it. At night, the sound of M16s. Strong, delicate, لهجة فلسطينية. شكرا, شكرا, shukran. The word I learned in the Freedom Theatre in Jenin. These words kept swimming around my head. Hang all the harpers, and when you have them hung, burn all their instruments. Queen Elizabeth to her Lord Deputy in Ireland. Aish, Tanafas. They didn't get all of us. Animal Farm, the theatre set on fire because it wouldn't compromise. Freedom is freedom, or it's not. Giuliano shot dead outside the theatre in his car. The show goes on. Aish, Tanafas. A word from another friend. Adi, Lahjeh Falastiniya. Dancing in front of a 44-ton Israeli tank at 8. Adi. Escaping in the floor of a flatbed truck through the wall to Haifa, so for the first time you could see the sea, so you could see the land of your family in 48, the land that they were forced to leave, the place for which you still have the key. Adi. Walking for 2 days to see your brother in prison. The money from your mother stolen by the Israeli soldiers. Sleeping in the sand for 2 days, refusing to leave until you got it back. Adi. Being beaten and abused for being queer. Adi, Habibti. Cooking maklube, drinking pink Kashmiri tea, baaing at Leitrim sheep, walking through Laytown, Dublin or Jenin with their head held high, laughing their ass off at the craziness of life, making art for themselves, for Palestine, for everyone in the freedom fight. Aish, Tanafas, Samud, Lahjeh Falastiniya. I'd heard the word, but I learned the meaning from my friends. What do you call courage that has no choice? I think its name is Palestine. Aish, Tanafas, Sada, echo from a tired medic in the back of a Gaza ambulance through Ireland and back again. Aish, Tanafas, live, breathe. It's a prayer, a revolutionary cry, something that might stop a suicide, something a mother would whisper to a child, something to remind you of your precious, precious life.
A house under attack. My sister's house is under attack. Her home is burning down. Well, it has been burning for a while, and we just pretend not to notice. You see, nobody talks about my sister's burning house. Nobody acknowledges our struggle for liberation, confined to helplessness. She painfully watches her house turn into ashes. My sister's life is under attack, and her children are dying. Their dreams shattered, their lives violently taken. Well, they have been dying for a while, and we just pretend not to notice. You see, nobody talks about my sister's dying children. We don't talk about what's killing them. We don't talk about what set her house on fire. But my sister's rights are being violated. She lives and breathes violence in that burning house, confined to hopelessness. My sister knows death intimately. She has suffered for a while, and we just pretend not to have heard her cry for freedom. My sister's husband left home one morning and was never heard from again. He was jailed for trespassing. Trespassing? In his own land? Detained, bound, blindfolded, abused. His crime? Yeah, what is his crime? My sister's home is being raided. Soldiers have turned our yard into a bombing field. They march into our home and harass her family. Their crime? What is their crime? But you see, nobody talks about their violated rights. Nobody talks about my sister and her burning house. Well, except when they call it a conflict. But there is no conflict. This is repression. My sister's life is under attack. Her house is falling apart.